mean trying to get paid to read, I'm talking things like audiobooks narration, voiceovers, or reading scripts from home. You've probably done what everybody else has done, i.e. you Googled it, you watched a few videos, and you have most likely heard or even tried ACX. And then the reality hit. Either ACX wasn't available in your country, or you realize that most listings expect you to do everything. Record it, master it, edit it, upload. It's like you're running a whole production studio. Or maybe you just don't like the way the ACX platform is set up. The rules, the limitations, the one-way system. But if you've been sitting there thinking, okay, Pam, I do love the idea of audiobook narration or getting paid to read, getting paid for my voice, but ACX isn't working for me. Good. Because in this video, I'm going to be giving you 6 legit alternatives to ACX, where you can still get audiobook narration and voiceover paid work. And in some cases, you can even find options where you don't have to handle all the production yourself. Now, before we jump in, I want you to know this. A lot of these platforms will distribute to major places such as Audible and other major stores, which means the game is still the same. Now remember, your audio still has to be clean, not perfect, but clean. But there's a few things that I put into this video, and as you watch to the end, you'll see. I give you my strategies on which specific ones to focus on for what. For example, quick pay jobs, what platform to focus on. Higher quality corporate jobs, which platform to focus on. Long-term narration opportunities, which platform works for that. If you like realistic money-making content like this, do me a favor and hit the like button, because it shows both me and YouTube what you like, and then YouTube will show you more of this type of content. Do me another favor if you love this. Share this with at least 3 people that you know in your world who could use extra money, who don't mind reading to get paid, because it is a good gig, right? Share it with them, because you never know whose life you might be changing simply because you hit that share button. Now, let's dive into the 6 best ACX alternatives that pay you to read from home. The first platform that I want to talk about that will pay you to read is actually one of my favorite platforms, because I've used this platform in my business for years and years and years and years. So I am telling you this from experience. Now, this platform is Upwork. Yes, you can find audiobook narrator jobs on Upwork. Okay, so I'm inside of Upwork, and the thing about Upwork is all of these people that you see here, they are all freelancers for various things. So the way that Upwork works is that you have to create your profile, let them know what it is that you can do, for example, narration or reading manuscripts, etc. And then in this section where it says projects over here, this is where you get to look for projects. So if I put in the word narrator, you can see that already the algorithm has picked up the word narrator, female audiobook narrator, narrative design, voice narration, ACX narrator. Now, ACX is another platform we're going to be talking about in a moment. So the fact that the algorithm has picked these up already, these SEO terms, means that people are looking for this stuff already on Upwork, and they are hiring for this stuff already on Upwork. So if I click over here on narrator, for example, it should show me the projects that are out there. Okay, so when I've gone into narrator over here, the first thing that I want to show you, and I think that this is very, very important, is that you can see other people who are looking for narration jobs. So for example, you've got this one who says American male, real human voice. And then you've got this one that says a Hebrew high quality voiceover recording by a narrator and actor. And then you have all of these. You've got women of different races here. You've got different genders, so both men and women. So you can see that this strategy isn't for a specific type of person. That's the first thing. And the second thing is you can see that people are getting work from here for this specific type of job, so narration. And you can see from their ratings, these people are getting 5-star reviews. They're getting, this person has 18 reviews. So that really checks out as, the various 18 jobs that they have had for this. And they charge $160. Well, it says from $160. Now, take a look at this one. Unique, engaging video game characters and narrator. So you can take it here, there, and everywhere. This person charges from $280, and they have over 46 reviews. Now, I could keep going. This one has over 103 reviews. Now, I could keep going and going and going just to show you that all of these people are literally getting jobs, getting work to read for audiobooks, and various types of other narration. Now, when you come onto this part of the platform, you can obviously switch to categories, so audiobook production, etc., the various categories that you can have over here. Then you have project attributes, male or female, the purpose of the project, the language of the project, the accent that they are looking for, the age range, the tone. This is where you can make it super specific to see other people who are vying for this type of job so that you can see who is competing against you. Now, to look for the types of jobs looking for this, you want to go over here to jobs. So I've clicked on jobs and I've selected narrator. Now, this is where you can see the various jobs available right now on Upwork at the time of this recording. So you can see this one is UK voiceover artist needed for software screen recording walkthroughs. They have invested already over $100,000 on this, and they have an estimated budget of $150. And then you have here another one, English human narrator for World War II history YouTube channel. Look at this, right? Another one, and it just keeps going. The jobs just don't stop. So I'm going to change this to 50, and let's see how many more pages. If I scroll all the way down, you can see that the pages just keep going because the jobs keep coming. There is a lot of work on Upwork for this. And over here to the left, you can change all of this, to fit what you are looking for. So if you're just starting out, you might want to do entry level. If you have a specific amount of money that you want to charge, you might want to, let's say between 100 and 500, for example. Number of proposals, I would leave that blank. I would leave the rest blank. The client location doesn't matter. Project length doesn't matter. Hours per week, you might want to decide, but I don't think it matters for now. But look at this. We have so many opportunities here looking for entry level at this price point. And if I change the price point, for example, again, it filters and gives me even more opportunities. So that just goes to show that Upwork is a really brilliant place to get work for this specific side hustle today. So what will people pay you for? They will pay you for reading manuscripts and summarizing them, proofreading books and ebooks, writing book reviews, reading scripts for ads, YouTube channels, podcasts, even record short narration for courses. Here is a strategy that I want to give you for Upwork. Do not apply to 50 jobs using a generic message. Don't do that. What you want to do when you create your profile in Upwork is to set up a tight offer. For example, I will narrate 15 minutes of clean audio in the next 48 hours, anything like that. Or I already showed you some examples. Have a look at what you see and model those. Now, let me talk about one that most people ignore. Now, this one is called Voice 123. Voice 123 is a little bit like ACX in that it's also a marketplace. Now, in this marketplace, people hire for audiobooks, commercials, explainer videos, corporate training, YouTube narration. And yes, this counts as paid to read because all of these gigs require you to read. Let's take a look at their websites together. So head over to voice123.com, and their promise is very simple: professional voiceovers delivered fast. And they have over 1 million voice jobs completed. So have a look through their website, have a read through how it works. And then one thing you should know is that their website is built for people who are hiring their services. So for example, the clients. Now, similar to ACX, you want to click on Get Started. Now, I had to do some clicking around to figure out exactly how you join Voice 123 as a voice actor, as a person wanting to be paid to read. Don't be scared by the word actor. As long as you're being paid to read, you are a voice actor. Right now, I found something and it is hidden right at the bottom of their website. So right at the bottom, it says, I'm a voice actor. How do I join studio? And it says to join studio by Voice 123 as a voice actor, contact, and it gives you an email address there. And it says our team will review your profile. Once approved, you'll be part of our curated pool of top quality talent available for projects. Now that is how you join. Next is Bunny Studio Voice. Now this platform is for quick gigs that pay you. And it's the same idea. Brands need voices. They need clean reading and they need a fast turnaround. It's really good if you want smaller projects that have a faster turnaround so it stacks up nicely. The thing about Bunny Studio also is that people really want you to reply quickly. So that is your pro tip. If you're going to be using this platform, make sure that you are there ready to respond because people want fast and reliable replies. So a lot of clients will hire people who are able to reply fast and delivers clean audio on time. They will do that more than hiring somebody who has a perfect voice. There's no such thing. In this industry, professionalism prints money. So next I want to talk about is Booklist. Now, this one requires a little bit more brain work. Let me tell you why. It is because Booklist is connected to the American Library Association world, and they pay freelance reviewers. So this one is not quite your quit your day job tomorrow type of gig, but it is a paid reading opportunity, a credibility builder, and a way to get your name published in a respectable space. So here is a pro strategy for this specific platform. If you want to get paid to review, then your review has to have the following: who is the book for, what it does well, what makes it different, one honest critique, and a final recommendation. This is what's required. And if you do that, you will then get selected again and again and again. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is Fiverr. So let's hop over to fiverr.com. So why is Fiverr powerful? Fiverr is powerful because you are not begging for listings. You create the listing, for example, audiobook narration, or short story summary, or short story narration, voiceover for ads, proofreading, beta reading, and you set the rules. So let's take a look at how some people have done this on Fiverr. Head over to my desktop with me. So I'm on Fiverr and I'm going to type in audiobook narration. Let's just take a look at some of the profiles that have been created. And I highly recommend that you start by doing this so that you can see what is out there. So you can see that it looks similar to Upwork, but the rules are slightly different with Fiverr here. So first thing I can see is that, wow, on Fiverr, it feels very, very male dominated. On the two pages, or pardon me, on the two first lines with 8 different profiles, I only see 2 female faces. What that tells me is that there is a gap for women on Fiverr, more women. I also see that it's not very diverse, in terms of race. So again, what that tells me is that if your race isn't showing on the screen right now, there's a gap for you right here, right? So I would highly say go through the profiles and read and see how other people have positioned themselves. For example, I can see that the pricing, there's a vast difference. So this person has positioned himself from £16. I'm in the UK, so it's pounds. Well, whereas this person has positioned their profile from £350. But look, they both get work. This person has 83 reviews, 5-star reviews, and this person who went cheap only has 7 and 4.9 reviews. Now, I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but one thing I will definitely say about Fiverr is cheap isn't always better. All right? Cheap isn't always better. So a pro strategy that I want to give you for Fiverr is don't go cheap. You can see exactly why. So what should your gig on Fiverr say? It should say what you deliver, how fast you deliver, what quality you guarantee, and exactly what the buyer gets. Book Browse. And this platform is known for higher pay reviews and deep analysis. This one, guys, is for people who can write a proper review. Not just, it was nice, I liked it. No, a full-blown review. They want depth, they want insight, they want clarity. Now, if you're going to go after this gig, because it does pay very well, here is a pro strategy. When you're reading the book, read with a framework in mind, because this will help you to order your reviews. So understand the theme of the book, the character development, pacing, writing style. Who would love it? Who would hate it? If you can do that, you instantly separate yourself from 95% of reviewers. Now listen, if you want this to work, I want to give you the cheat code. Here is the play. Use one platform for long-term royalties, and for that, I would say ACX. And use another platform for high-paying client work. For that, I would say Upwork. Use another platform for quick sales and fast turnaround. For that one, it's Fiverr. And then 2 platforms for voice gigs that you can stack. I would say the Bunny Studio and Voice 123. If you do that together, it compounds and you're essentially building a machine. So how do you get started? Well, I recommend you pick one. Just pick one of the platforms, set up your profile, and get auditioning and get yourself out there. Always remember that it's not the one time you do something that is going to work. Sometimes it doesn't even work the second time. Sometimes it works on the 5th time. What I can tell you is that every platform that I have shared with you is legit, and that's what I love about it. So tell me in the comments, which one of these are you going to try first? Or let me know any questions that you have for me when it comes to getting paid to read, or another one that you might want to hear about. And remember, if you want me to share my bigger list of platforms that literally pay you just to read, make sure you let me know in the comments and I will be more than happy to share the list with you. So don't go too quickly. Before you go, make sure you check out this video.